Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this special coverage of the Economic Conference Egypt 22, an Egyptian roadmap for a more competitive economy, entered a second day today at the new administrative capital. And we're glad to be joined here live at the studio by Dr. Reem Abdelmegid, the sustainability consultant. Hello and thank you for joining us.
Naveen, thank you for hosting me today.
It's always our pleasure. Well, I would like to start by the significance of this conference, the Egyptian Economic Conference, which kicked off on Sunday. How do you see the significance of this conference, and what are your expectations for the outcomes of the conference?
As we all know, Egypt is facing, of course, many economic challenges at the moment. We have soaring international prices because of the war between Ukraine and Russia, and Egypt has strong trade and strong tourism relations with both countries.
Yes.
So we are hit by the dramatic effects of the war tremendously. We have a net deficit in our exports. We have mounting pressure on our foreign exchange reserves, and we have high inflation rate, of course.
Yes.
So having or hosting a conference, an economic conference at the moment is really very important to open the communication of channels between all stakeholders, the private sector, the various government institutions, the civil society, the entrepreneurs in Egypt. So to try to come up with more innovative solutions and gateways from this economic crisis.
To what extent do you think this conference will achieve its desired goals?
As I said, open communication and listening to the voice of the private sector at the moment is really very important. One of the things that I expect to come out as an output from this conference is maybe a national strategy will be put on the table for promoting exports as a way of as a gateway for the economic situation at the moment. You need to have more foreign currency reserves, and I don't think that this will be achieved in another way other than promoting our exports.
Do you expect it to add more strength to the current economic situation in Egypt?
Definitely having open dialogues between different stakeholders. I'm very happy that the government is hosting a conference like this to listen to the voices, the challenges, the foreign reserve problems, the lack of raw material. Many raw material are missing in the market. So it's really this networking is really very important, to listen to each other.
Right. Well, talking about the initiative that you're working on currently to promote green entrepreneurship, would you tell us more about this very important initiative?
Would love to. I think that one of the impact of the economic challenges that Egypt is currently facing, you will have more shrinking in government budgets and government spending, in government hiring. You will have we will face more layoffs from the private sector, maybe less of recruitment initiatives. So the part of the gateway, part of the innovative solutions to overcome this economic hurdle would be to promote entrepreneurship in Egypt as a gateway. Of course, green entrepreneurship, it is needed now more than ever. Green entrepreneurship, we are trying to be more resource efficient. We're trying to rely less on input of raw material in the production of our commodities. We're trying to recycle, we're trying to reuse. So it is economically, as a concept, it is economically needed at the moment. The initiative is a regional initiative, and it is on the sidelines of COP27. It is initiated by our association, which is the Association for Sustainable Quality of Living. We're trying to promote the ecosystem for entrepreneurship in the African region, not only in Egypt. And so we're looking for startups and small and micro enterprises, being the backbone of any economy, to provide us with their innovative ideas and technologies to combat climate change. And also it has a gender lens, because we're also looking specifically at female founded and led entrepreneurs.
Right. Well, just allow me to take Dr. Mohammed Sadiq Auf, an expert in project development, with us over the phone. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Dr. Auf, the Egyptian Economic Conference kicked off on Sunday at the new administrative capital. How do you see the significance of this conference and what are the expected outcomes of the conference?
Firstly, the conference seeks to reach a roadmap for the country's economy during the coming period. Also, it aims to develop clear policies and measures to increase the competitiveness, stability of the Egyptian economy. This conference, especially in my area in transportation, is very important because Egypt has built a strong transportation network, start from 3 lines of high-speed train. First one started from Ain Station in the Red Sea towards العلمين, New Alamein, I mean, and then Marsa Matruh City with a length of 660 kilometers to serve New Alamein City and also the administrative capital. And the second line is the start from 6th of October towards Aswan, and back from all cities like Fayoum, Bani to have at least Sena and Luxor again, towards Abu Simbel, I mean, and this line, which has a length more than 1,000 kilometers, and the train will take the distance between Cairo and Aswan in less than 4 hours. And we've got the third line between Red Sea, Safaga, Rugada, and Sena, Luxor as well, to connect to the Red Sea to Luxor and Aswan government. All these lines are environmentally friendly, and the power which they use is electricity instead of solar, which is the traditional coal. All these systems to conserve environment in distribution, but also to tolerate them to serve the new administrative capital and serve the city of October City. Now we got also the light rail transit between Adda Mansour and Salam towards the administrative capital. We got all the transportation network, which is environmentally friendly, and I think, in my opinion, with the completion of this network, this will help to connect all these cities together and then reduce time and the cost of transportation for people and for goods as well. If we can reduce the cost of transportation for any goods, this will affect positively on the economic situation of the country, because the cost of the item itself will be reduced. So Egypt now try to serve the private sector in the transportation sector. So we don't have any objection to serve the transportation sector as the BOT, for example, sector or any other sector. We don't mind, we don't have any problem with it. Also, I want to mention that all these projects have built by Egyptian companies only, and the labor, everything are Egyptian in these projects.
Right. Well, sir, how do you view the role of the private sector in developing the transport sector, and how could the private sector attract more investments in this field?
Private sector, I think, can help new roads, new railways, new projects in the sector not only in transportation sector, but also in all major economic sectors as well. Private sector can invest much money in these projects and share by using, for example, PAP system or any other system.
Sir, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli said the Egyptian Economic Conference 2022 comes amid one of the worst global economic crisis in 80 years. How do you view this, sir?
It is, yes. Prime Minister Madbouli here that
Right.
and negative effect, I mean, in the economic situation of Egypt.
Well, I would like to thank you very much, Dr. Mohammed Sadiq Raouf, expert in project development. Many thanks for your insight. And back to you, Dr. Reem. We were talking about your initiative to promote green entrepreneurship. Now, how is this initiative linked to sustainable development in Egypt?
As I said, the economic situations that we are facing at the moment will have adverse effects on our strategy for 2030 for sustainable development. I would see more people falling below the poverty line. I would see more hunger, and I would see less decent jobs available to women and men. And so I would also see less of climate justice. And so, as I told, the entrepreneur is one of the very important tools for job creation, and it can attract investments because of there's a growing interest in renewable energy. There's a growing interest in, following up on Dr. Mohammed's input on transportation, there's a growing interest for smart mobility. So this can attract actually foreign investment.
Right. Talking about entrepreneurship, how do you see women entrepreneurship in Egypt?
They are rising. I love their initiatives. I love the resilience and their perseverance. Many of the challenges are social challenges. They still need more training on accessibility to finance and accessibility to digitalized marketing, for instance. These are the gaps that in the region that I can depict very clearly in Africa.
What are the fields that you think Egyptian women can work on in small enterprises?
Actually, they're very in recycling projects and handicrafts. Of course, this is one of the areas that is booming, especially for the female household-headed projects. Yeah. And I see the government in these. You have exhibitions like Turasna and Diorna. They are promoting female-headed households that are specialized in handcrafts.
Right.
And you don't have to be a registered firm as a sort of promotion for income-generating projects.
Yes. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Dr. Reem Abdelmegid, the sustainability consultant. Many thanks for your insight.
Thank you, Niveen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And dear viewers, that was our special coverage for this hour for the Economic Conference Egypt 22. Many thanks for watching.